Hey folks, this is Kalani. With all of the recent information we've been able to data mine and sift through, it looks like the allied races which are being saved for Battle for Azeroth are having quite a bit of work put into them. Or at least, one of them is. Everyone was excited to get their hands on the Nightborne and the Void Elves, and anyone who wanted a new Druid race on the Horde side might have been excited about the Highmountain Tauren. Any Paladins or Priests on the Alliance side were probably drooling over the Lightforged Draenei, but when you put them side by side with the Zandalari Trolls, they can't help but feel a little rushed or incomplete. We don't have much more info for the Dark Iron Dwarves, so maybe they just need a little bit longer to get them all snazzy and up to snuff when compared to the Zandalari, or maybe they won't get anything super exciting at all. It's a worrisome thought, but it looks like the Zandalari Trolls might be the allied race with the most new bits and bobs, the coolest additions, and just overall most work seems to have been put into them as a race. So I ask you, are the Zandalari Trolls the best allied race so far? Each allied race seemed to have something cool and unique to set them apart from the others. The Void Elves had their awesome heritage armor wings, and overall their theme is incredible, and they essentially give the Alliance the extra elf race they've been asking for quite a while, even if it's just purple blood elves instead of the high elves many expected to get. They also have some new hair customization options which we hadn't seen before with their glowing hairstyles. The Lightforged Draenei also have a fantastic theme, just on the opposite side of the Dark versus Light debate, and they're an improved Draenei model with new customization options. The Nightborne were kind of the same deal as the Void Elves, but on the Horde side. It was a chance to give us another elf model to combat the player count of Blood Elves, and was a really cool race throughout Legion. Why wouldn't we want to play them? They also had some really cool tattoos, which ended up shifting in and out of view depending on the angle you view your character. The Highmountain Tauren give us a few extra options if we want to run around as a huge cow, and options are always welcome. But the Zandalari Trolls seem to get all of these previously unique traits, and they get even more on top of that. The Lightforged Draenei and the Nightborne both have really interesting tattoo options which set them apart from the other races. It seems like tattoos are the new cool thing because only Demon Hunters had them previously, but Zandalari Trolls just shove all of that aside. If it's something special, obviously Blizzard's favourite little allied race has to have it too. Check out these blinging Zandalari Troll tattoos. Who needs shifting arcane symbols? And you call those Lightforged Draenei tattoos shiny and golden? I think the Zandalari tattoos could be cooler than the Demon Hunter tattoos, and that's saying something. Wrapping gold bands around your arms and across your chest and back kind of screams troll, so ornate and interesting and shiny. Don't forget shiny. Some of them even look like necklaces. I'm super excited to see what kinds of armor sets you can create to really flaunt these tattoos. Hopefully the heritage armor looks fantastic with them as well. It's great to see that Zandalari Trolls have such a strong aesthetic theme throughout pretty much everything related to them, their armor, their city, and now their tattoos. While we're on the topic of aesthetics, I feel like the Zandalari also have one of the coolest themes we've seen in a very long time. They're kind of like Aztec trolls who have an unhealthy obsession with dinosaurs, which is awesome. Dinosaur mounts, dinosaur pets, dinosaur looking armor, let's not forget the dinosaur druids, but we'll get to that a bit later. Some of the structures in Zandalar are amazing and make me wish we could go exploring for real right now, or at least have a Zandalari hub on the mainland that we have access to. These are the trolls we've been wanting to see more of since the Cataclysm, and here we are finally able to play them when Battle for Azeroth goes live. I can't wait to see what the raids look like too. This might be a fantastic looking expansion, and I'm basing that solely off of what we've seen from the Zandalari Trolls so far, let alone everything else. Another reason they seem to stick out is the quality of the models themselves. I know quite a few players were disappointed with some of the allied races we already have access to because they were more or less a copy-paste of models we've already been playing for years. The Highmountain Tauren and the Lightforged Draenei make sense, but that still doesn't change the fact that they're the same models we're used to. The Void Elves are a little different from the base Blood Elf models, but they're still just Blood Elves that joined the Alliance. Most of their appeal comes from the Void effects. The Nightborne were a huge letdown for me personally. I was super excited to play a Nightborne and race swap my mage. The heritage armor would look amazing for my mage, but instead of playing the proud regal Nightborne that we've been interacting with for the entirety of Legion, we get slightly changed Night Elf models. I was hoping for some really cool casting animations, and I do generally like the Night Elf animations, but I think I was a little too excited and was even more disappointed because of it. The Zandalari Trolls seem like a new model. The females are set up more or less the same as the Darkspear Troll females, and that's probably because the Darkspear females aren't hunched over, so there wasn't really a huge back problem to fix. But the Zandalari Troll males are proud. They stand tall against their foes, so a new model makes perfect sense. It looks like they might be using the Night Elf male skeleton with a modified troll model sat over the top. From what I've seen and heard, they should be using a new set of animations, so don't fret, you shouldn't end up as a glorified male Night Elf. It just kind of feels like the Zandalari trolls are getting a lot of attention when it comes to their models and how they look. While the Nightborn fell short in my opinion, the Zandalari look fantastic. That race change might end up being to a Zandalari troll if nothing messes them up later down the line. Hopefully the requirements to unlock them aren't too bad. On the topic of models, a new model for their new upright troll body isn't the only model work being done for the Zandalari trolls. Any druids who are looking for something a little new and different will be pleased to hear that Zandalari troll druids have unique forms for pretty much every shapeshift ability. I hope you guys didn't swap to a High Mountain Tauren for those antlers, because Zandalari druids get entirely new models based on their love of dinosaurs. Bears will be rocking a dino turtle form, cats are a bit weird but they still look really cool, kind of a cross between a saber-toothed tiger and a huge lizard with added huge tusks, just in case. They even have a new moonkin form which looks way more like an Arakoa than a moonkin, but I'm happy with that, as well as a new travel form for both running on land and flying through the air. I think the only thing missing is a new aquatic form, which we'll probably end up seeing pretty soon the way the new alpha builds have been rolling out. So not only did the Horde get 2 new races which are able to be druids, but one of them has an entire set of new forms to really bring that new race feel. We haven't seen such major changes to the druid shapeshift forms before Legion, so I wonder if the other races will have their models changed or updated going forward. But for now, the Zandalari trolls have quite a shiny carrot dangling above any druid players' heads. I think we'll probably see a lot of race changes when the Zandalari can finally be unlocked. All in all, it kind of feels like every other allied race is just that, an allied race. Not a great deal of work, some cool bits and bobs, but they're being called an allied race for a reason. The Zandalari trolls, however, feel like a fully fledged new race is being added alongside 5 other allied races. It's really strange. The amount of work and detail being put into the Zandalari make me question why they're being labelled as an allied race to begin with. Maybe the allied race doesn't really mean what we think it means, and most of the races will be added into the game from now on will fall under the allied race banner just because it makes more sense to implement new races that way. Who knows, I'm really excited to see if the Dark Iron Dwarves end up getting anywhere near the same level of attention, because if they do, they could turn out just as awesome. But the news has been slow on that front up until now, so I can't help but think that the Dark Iron Dwarves don't have quite as much going for them. They also can't be druids. I think the only class that could expect a new model might be the Shaman Ghostwolf form, but that's still a far cry from a whole new set of shapeshifting dinosaur awesomeness. So are the Zandalari trolls the best allied race so far? I'd say from visuals, themes, and how much new stuff you get to play around with, hell yes. So maybe I'll end up as a Zandalari troll instead of a Nightborn for the next expansion. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But what do you think about the Zandalari trolls so far? Do you think the Dark Iron Dwarves will get anything cool too? Leave all your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.